Oh, that's loud.
No, I liked it. I was like, oh shit, entrance music.
Wow. Can we keep that?
Welcome to episode 29.
Yeah!
Yeah!
2029!
29. Really, I don't know how to do this. Welcome, everybody. It's party time. It is party time.
Thank God Joe is finally here, man.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Joe, thanks.
Thanks, Joe.
Enjoy, Joe.
So we're one episode away from 30, which that's pretty cool, man. Like that. I mean, it's taken 2 years, but like
Longer? Longer.
Is it?
Three.
I've
Longer than 2
moved
years?
4 houses, I think, in the time we've been doing this show.
That's how we should count things by how many times Tom's moved. Hi, I'm Trevor, 1/6 shooter. This way is Tom. I have a Watu down there. TJ, Capes and Rifles. We're your hosts. Every other week on Friday we get together. We talk about 1/6 toys. We drink some beer, and we have some fun. We got a cool guest this week too. So let's bring him on. Our guest, Elliot. What? Oh, sorry. Elliot Bryant. His Instagram account, which you should definitely check out and follow, is if you're not already, is Biojex Photo. It's BIOJEXPHOTO. It'll be in the description down below. Let's bring him on. Straight from Texas. Elliot.
Hello. What's up?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Turn his rock music off. I'm just going to just turn it down like a DJ.
No, I like it because it's like a little entrance music for Elliot when he's coming in. It's such like entrance music type music. It's great.
That was great. Just keep doing it.
It fits all the Devil May Cry figures
keep
behind
it
him.
going. Hey man, thanks for joining us. Elliot joins us in the chat pretty much every week that we're on. So we're really happy to have you on the show. How have you been?
Good.
All right.
Week is over. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's Friday. That's why we like to do this on Friday. Why don't we start with you since our guest? We're going to do brews and news. Let me get my banner up here. We got our there's our all our.
I'm doing
brews and news.
I like it.
What do you got?
Voodoo Ranger, IPA.
Oh, Voodoo Ranger.
Mhm.
Juicy Haze,
Nice. I must put that up a couple weeks ago.
Hedora,
Oh.
our class.
That's
I'm
awesome.
digging you. Hang on. What is it? Let me see. Oh, nice.
Hedora.
Oh, that's great. Love it. TJ, what do you?
Who just announced a Hedora figure? Was it Mezco was doing
Mezco.
a Hedora?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, is
What
it,
you
is
got
it
for
me?
us, TJ? Yeah.
I got a Pilsner from Two Roads Brewery. It is from Stratford, Connecticut. Very close to me.
that's good stuff.
I've
Yeah.
That's
been-
where we all met up, right? Was Two Roads?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. When you guys came to visit me in Connecticut, it was
Two
we went
Roads
to Two
Brewery,
Roads.
man. Yep.
Oh, in that case, like they've opened up something like much larger since then.
It's the
Oh.
first place we went to, and then we went to like another restaurant or something like that.
Yeah.
To eat. But
Oh.
yeah, that was Two Roads. That's right.
Totally remember all of that.
It was a good thing you were driving that night. I don't know if you
Yeah,
were
right.
driving or not.
He was.
I was. I remember now. I was driving.
Yeah. No worries.
Anyway.
All right. I'm cheating, and I'm having what we call in Long Island wine. Wine. It's red wine. It's not from a box though, so it's not quite Long Island. No, we have great wineries here and stuff so we have some good wine. This is a Josh. I don't know, 2019. It's good.
You're drinking a fine Josh, are you?
Well, it's Josh. I mean, it's the name
Oh
of
no,
the,
I know.
vineyard, Josh. It's good.
I know Josh.
No, you know Josh. That's good. What do you got?
I got Creative Alternatives by Revision Brewery, which is out of Nevada, and this is a New England style hazy double IPA.
What is a New England style hazy IPA?
You know, I couldn't tell you what makes it New England. As a former New Englander myself, I actually couldn't even tell you what makes this New England. But it's very tasty. It's very almost over flavored. I actually, when I got it, I was like, I wonder how this is. And then I tried it. I'm like, this might be. It almost tastes like a saison, actually.
Ooh, that's good. Oh, I like a saison. That's good. That's cool. Yeah. That's I got to find out what the hell makes that a New England IPA. Like what are they putting in there? I mean, is it just the water? You know, I mean, it's like the pizza water that makes the pizza good.
It's
the
pizza
bagels
water.
good.
Oh, actually, that's what they say, right? In like New York,
like
and for the
I'm
bagels.
from here now. I'm from New England now, so it's pizza water.
Pizza water.
You were from New England before. You were from New York.
I was
You had the best pizza in the.
But now he's in New England.
I can't lie. I've had more pizza living in Connecticut than ever in New York.
Is there any change there? It's all good.
It tastes better.
Oh, really?
Like the brick oven, like a pizza. Tom, like the New Haven pizza.
Yeah, Connecticut's got some bomb pizza.
Holy
I gotta
shit!
say.
All right.
Anyway, this is about toys and brews, not pizza. Look.
Hey,
I mean,
I could keep going.
It all goes hand in hand, man.
All right, okay.
We got no agenda here. We're just
don't touch your
Break
toys
cookies.
after
Yes.
touching the pizza. That's all. Just don't ruin your toys with pizza.
No,
hands.
never. That goes without
relevant.
clean
saying.
your hands of the grease.
Without saying.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well,
Hey, Sabrina.
we're gonna talk about some cool stuff that Elliot is into, which is horror and gaming figures, which is not something we talk a lot about. I mean, we touch on it in the news, but we're going to get into some news first, and then we're going to jump in and talk to Elliot about his. I hate the term journey, but I guess I can't think of anything else to say. His journey. No, I can't say that.
I got nothing
your
for
time
you.
as a toy photographer, and like how you got into it and stuff like that. But let's get to your stint. I like stints. That's good.
Stint is a
Sounds
good one.
temporary though. So all right, let's get into it. Tom, lead us through this. What do we got?
I just launched. I figured we'll start with the newest, latest, greatest, biggest, most expensive thing we got going, and that is Hot Toys 1/6 scale DeLorean, which I'm sure delighted a lot of people to finally see this thing.
Yeah. I don't. It's from Two, right? So it's got Mr. Fusion on the back there. I'm not an expert on the car, so I do know that I do know Mr. Fusion, but I don't know what makes that so much different other than the Back to the Future 1, and why you couldn't just pop that off and put something else in its place to make it the Back to the Future 1 car.
Because they want you to spend another $1,000 to get a whole nother car.
But really, I mean, seriously, is there any other huge difference? The license plate, obviously, but minor things that you could clip on and clip off,
like the flying wheels. It didn't fly in the first one.
Well, until the end. I mean, at
yes,
the very
that's
end
true.
it did. But
that's because he comes back from the second movie.
Right, but they don't stay that way. You could put it as a regular car,
Yes.
and you wouldn't know it was a flying car. So
It's true.
I just don't know what the differences are. There's got to be something else that I don't know about. But I mean, people were dying for this, man, and I think a lot of people had kind of given up hope that it was coming out since Marty came out and they announced Doc. Now, are they going to reissue? They got to reissue Back to the Future 2 figures, right? They got to do it.
What are the ones that just went up recently? Were those 3?
3 and 1, yeah. Right,
I do like that it lights up all around it, even on the bottom,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool. From what I heard, can we see it in here? The dashboard? I guess that's up in the
You can see it
corner underneath our
one
logo.
of this picture here a little bit.
Yeah,
Didn't
like
have
the
any
middle of
interior shots that I saw.
Yeah, it was just strange because somebody said the middle lights up with the dates the whole time.
You could see it there a little bit.
Yeah, it's really nice, man. I mean, $825 is a price.
It's a decision. All right. Who here is getting this? Trevor is trepidatiously raising his hand.
It's weird, man. I got that Marty figure, and it's so good. And I'm like, I liked Back to the Future, like everybody does, but I'm not like a huge Back to the Future fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I figured I could get this, I could open it, I could take some pictures, and I could turn around and sell this thing for probably a profit at that point.
Probably. Yeah.
So I don't. It's like kind of borrowing. It's like a rental. So it's a rental DeLorean. Which don't ever get a rental DeLorean.
Joe's instant.
Not a good idea.
Hell no.
What do we got in the chat here? We got a Vampire for 1,000, it better fly.
If you throw it hard.
It's not 1,000, it's 825.
Well, after shipping and tax, because this is the price that's on Sideshow, so this is domestic in the U.S. pricing. I have a feeling it will be maybe crossing the $1,000 price point once you get shipping and tax in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, some of the places, I think Pop Collectibles had it if you wanted to get the second shipping from Hong Kong for like $6 something or other. I ended up getting mine for like with a discount for like $5.50, but God knows what the shipping's going to be. So it may end up being $800 anyway. I don't know, but at that point I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to bow out. I'm basically renting it. I don't have any place to put it. So
I loved this. Jacob said, I literally sell cars. You could drive away with a beater for the same price, which is amazing.
Well, we're talking about 1/6 there. Like I said it before on the show, but I paid money for doll clothes that are more expensive than any suit that I've ever bought. So,
We started this whole show talking about like you spending $800 for a fork or something like that. So
Yeah. It was a fork.
Yeah. It wasn't
Just a fork.
$800, but it wasn't just a fork. It was a whole set of utensils and other things.
But it's so much funnier if we just say it was a fork.
I know.
that's
I
what
let
it's
it go.
devolved into in our our private chat. It's just we just talk about Trevor's forks.
That's fine. I'll let it go. You could buy so many other figures. Yes, you could.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
not necessary, but I mean, if you're a Back to the Future fan, and this thing, I mean,
Yes.
good Lord, the first one is, I think, up until this point, was selling for like a couple $1,000s on eBay. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a grail for a lot of people. So I think it's going to do pretty well.
I think that's the thing, right? Like I feel like if you're a Back to the Future like mega fan and you're buying the figures, you're probably in it for this car, but you're probably not going deep on Star Wars or Marvel or things like that. You're probably more for like, specific films and doing the limited run for those. I'd imagine. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, I got a lot of fandoms, but there's a lot of stuff that I thank God every day that I wasn't born in the, I wasn't young in the 80s for the Turtles and for everything else that's coming out now that's like G.I. Joe that I just don't care about. And, Back to the Future obviously was in my wheelhouse, but it just, I don't know. I liked it. I enjoyed it, but it was never like it wasn't, I liked Blade Runner. I like dark shit, so it wasn't really my thing. But, I mean,
Jacob said, I'm happy for Back to the Future fans. Like, I'm same thing. Very much.
Elliot,
So.
not anything that you're into, right?
No.
Not at all.
No, I like Back to the Future, but not enough to dive into it like this deep.
Yeah, I know. Believe me, I'm double thinking it, but I just saw that discount, and I'm like, if this works out somehow for the shipping, I mean, again, it's like renting it, so I may just do that. But I'm trying to figure out if the stand lights up, but I can't tell.
Can I say that I think for the price that they're asking, they could have developed a slightly better looking stand than these like little plastic like little pegs sticking at the bottom.
I was just gonna. I was looking at the Razor Crest, and that stand is beautiful with those. They got the swooping, different height pieces of plexiglass on a round stand. That would have been perfect. I mean, it looks flimsy.
It does.
And cheap.
That's kind of my problem with a lot of like the pricing for like the higher price point Hot Toys is like we're gonna get to Doc Ock in a second, and I wish he kind of came for almost a $400 price point, a special stand for him instead of it just being here's your little hexagon with a little peg sticking out of it. Like do something special for it.
Maz was just on last. I was just watching his thing today. He was up like late last night reporting on this. And I heard him say he's holding out for the Blissway.
That's some shit right there. That Ecto One,
which
looks amazing.
I could see too, but Ghostbusters is another thing which I really liked, but never picked up the Blitzway figures. Thought about it, didn't do it.
You're missing out.
I know they're beautiful, and I have thought about it several times since then, but they're kind of astronomical now, and I don't need it.
Now,
but yeah, the Ecto One is going to be pretty cool.
Was that Ecto One the same one they showed off like 4 years ago at Comic-Con? Have they not come out with that yet?
They said they're going to, though. It's coming out. I guess it's I don't
Really
know. I
takes
don't
a
know.
lot of
Maybe
work.
Maz has got some more information. I've heard some things about it, but I haven't really paid attention.
Okay.
And thank you, Maz. I'm going to be on Maz's show in a couple of
Thank you.
weeks.
Oh, awesome.
Thanks, Maz.
Yeah.
You're in
So,
all the shows, dude.
You really are.
Doing all the shows.
Man.
They are intending to give us new ones. Oh, is that right?
That's cool. That's actually really cool. I'm down to see those.
I have not heard that. You got that? All right.
Wait,
I'm not
you
taking your word
the-
for it.
the
I'm
classic?
not on top of.
Look.
I'm not on top of the Ghostbusters stuff. So
wait,
that'd
new
be great.
what? New Ghostbusters,
New
like the classic
Ghostbusters
ones?
figures. Yeah.
No, Blitzway, not Hot Toys, but same.
No, I know. No, I don't care. Like
No, Blitzway
was
was
amazing.
Blitzway was the
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
explains it. The 1984 Ecto one came out a few years ago, so they did come out with that one that we saw at Comic-Con. This is the Afterlife one that they like. I have not seen Afterlife yet. Now it's rentable. I'm actually, you know what? I might watch that
Oh,
tonight. or this
it's
weekend.
fantastic.
I hear it's good. Yeah.
Oh
I'm
my
excited
god,
for that.
so good, man. Like again, like I love Ghostbusters, but it wasn't like, oh my god, I got to have everything Ghostbusters. But I watched that one, and I've watched Ghostbusters several times since it first came out, obviously. But that got me nostalgic for it, and that almost made me go back and look to see what I could get because it was very well done, very very well done. Loved it.
Shall we
All right.
move on from vehicles?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yes.
technically, Doc Ock kind of has vehicles in his arms, so we finally have the
Yeah.
Doc Ock that they teased.
Did we talk about Doc Ock before or no?
We did not, because it came out. They showed a picture as like we might be doing this. It was a leaked photo,
Oh, you're right. We did the magazine cover
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Okay.
and this is the first time we're seeing this with the wonderful sculpt of Alfred Molina that they got there.
So we already know that JD said come out and said that's going to be or JC is going to said that's going to be it's a prototype and it's not the final. But they literally just put up a video, like an animated video with the arms moving and stuff with this same sculpt. It's like, why are you spending
I
money
think-
on something that's not the final?
I think those animated videos are done by Sideshow, not by Hot Toys, and they give those animated videos back to Hot Toys as just marketing material. So
maybe.
I think that they're just working with assets that they have just for marketing. But yeah, the sculpt is a prototype. JC said it was a prototype. I'm
Mhm.
hoping every now and again when they say it's a prototype and they're going to rework it, it's like a crapshoot if it's going to be better or if it's going to be worse. So
Mhm.
we'll have to wait and see. But the figure.
I mean, the
itself
thing
looks great.
is, they've been nailing just about everything lately, man. And I can't imagine this isn't another situation. Now, this isn't something where you can scan the actor's face because he's older and they had to de-age him anyway. So
Yep.
you're really kind of going by that. But they do have the digital files from the de-aging, and it's not completely 3D. So I don't know. Might be a tricky thing to do. Maybe they don't have that capability. But this is it's close. But
I don't think I want him smiling. I don't think I
I-
need my.
See,
Yeah.
I
I don't know
love
if
that.
I go back and
I
forth.
love that snide Peter, like, oh hey Peter, like that
Hello,
line that he
Peter.
delivers to Peter, like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, and that's
I
definitely
love
what they're going for. He looks okay with the glasses on.
yes.
he does look okay with the glasses on, and his
But once they're off,
facial expression looks better with the glasses on. It looks weird with the glasses off
Yeah.
for some reason. So
very.
But I mean, I'm going to keep him with the glasses on the whole time. Like, there's no reason to have him off.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I actually
so-
really like the extra arms that you get in the deluxe version. I think it's really cool that you get both sets of bendy arms.
Mhm.
I just worry about the rubber that they're using for the arms. That's all. It's just a
I
worry.
guess it depends
It's not
on how
based
they're
on anything.
constructed. Yeah.
I'm worried about his
There's any-
second coat underneath.
You're worried about the second coat underneath?
Yeah, it looks like that pleather material.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah,
does.
you're in
You're
it.
absolutely
So
right.
is that I mean, I know. So Tom, you've had adverse situations with pleather out there because of the salt air and
Yeah.
humidity.
Well, I used to
some
live like
degree.
a couple blocks from the ocean. I feel like that
Right.
did a good number on a lot of my figures using that leather material. Elliot, when you
Right.
lived in SoCal, did you have the same kind of issue with any of like the leather material on your figures?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a huge problem. I have a 10-year-old figure that's just now starting to deteriorate. but
Okay.
Otherwise, I didn't. Yeah, it wasn't really an issue for me. I was more inland though. I wasn't really that close to the beach or the sea.
So that actually then that tracks. Like if it took 10 years for one to happen, and mine like
Yeah.
happened right before I left LA, so I probably had Star-Lord for about 5 years before his stuff started to deteriorate. But that's the one that, like, the very first one of mine that started to go was my Star-Lord with that leathery material.
And I've had zero. I mean, I bought the Crow figure years ago. Well, maybe 5 years ago. It's fine, man. There's nothing. Even that the World War II cap, it's great. No problems there. No flaking. I've never had any flaking issues.
Hey.
I don't know. I mean, it's
In the
cool
shield?
down here.
Yeah.
And I've got a dehumidifier. I've got a air filter thing. I mean, but that's like, not everybody has that shit, you know?
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
need to do what Maz is suggesting here, and I know that there's different types of finishers, and like you could treat the leather as like treating it as leather.
Mhm.
And
There's
I
there's
honestly
pleather
should just do
finisher,
it.
actually.
I just have like, I buy so many figures that I have a hard time just sitting down to be like, all right, let me now spend an afternoon or an entire weekend just treating all the materials on these figures.
Yeah.
I know. I do when I think about it and I see the bottle there and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I should probably do that.
Yeah.
But the acrylic finisher, I've never, I don't know if I've heard of that before. I don't know about sealing it. That scares me because I think I mean, I know it's the air that kills it, but like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got a pleather spray treater that I put on them every once in a while. Just, you know, I don't know.
I
what
just
it
do
does.
that because that's what I hear. I heard that the most, like, as most common.
That's
is,
what
like,
I
just
heard too. Yeah.
do the pleather treatment. It works really well. You might have to just reapply it every now and again, but other than that, it's simple.
Mm-hmm. And,
So-
Jacob saying, for $3.90 seems like a steal. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on here with this guy,
Yeah.
so it's really not too bad. But I mean, still $3.90. Well,
It's
the
not
deluxe is
$3.90, it's
$3.60. The deluxe is
$3.65, but-
$3.65. Yeah.
But it's still like,
Mhm.
I don't know. You're comparing this versus like I think you referenced that in relation to the DeLorean, which is like, you know, close to 900. And I'm in that same camp where I want to try to get as many figures as I can for a price. That's why like I skipped on the Hulkbuster, because that price point I could get 3 other figures. But whereas Doc Ock, who is a legacy character from like 20 years ago to now, that's like the 365. I'm like, yeah, that's definitely give it to me. I'm ready.
Yeah, he
Waiting.
can go with, I mean, not, you know, technically, I guess, to every stitch of his clothing here, but he could go with a couple of different, you know, Peters, Spider-Man, and odds are there's not going to be a new Doc Ock, I don't think. I think they'll probably not retire this character entirely, but like, you know, I don't think they're bringing a new Doc Ock into a new universe. You know what I mean? It's like
Not for a while.
there's plenty of other Spider-Man enemies to get to.
And we just because we just got Doc Ock in a film, and we did the whole redemption for that, you know, Octavius character. I think like they might sit on that for a while. I think not until we see a whole new Peter Parker and a whole new Spider-Man franchise years and years and years from now, when we're all like on our deathbed and it's a new kids kind of generation Peter Parker, that we'll see that.
I do not think this will sit on
I don't think
Sideshow, and I don't think it will go on sale. Yeah,
I don't
There's
think
not a
so
lot
either.
that goes on sale on
Not Sideshow.
Sideshow anymore. Yeah,
Toys Wonderland, maybe you might see a sale on Toys Wonderland, but you know you're just going to be paying that discount back in shipping. So
yeah. The only thing I ever see for sale is still those first order Stormtroopers, which I think are still on sale on Sideshow.
Right.
Mouse says he uses silicone grease on the rubber figures. Interesting. Never done that either. I've had a broken arm on my Alien, basically since the week I bought it, which is very disappointing.
I need to know, TJ. You said you were passing on the Green Goblin, Doc Ock.
It's a strong maybe.
You're passing on Green Goblin? I didn't realize that.
That could change.
It will change when it's in stock.
on.
Yeah, I know.
I guess I missed that.
Once you see that Defoe skull, maybe.
I'm still annoyed that the
post skull.
glider is extra.
But don't think that they're not selling a regular edition.
Oh, yeah.
That's all. That's the way I think.
Yeah.
Like the regular edition.
Just ignore the regular.
Yeah, exactly.
The walking version.
It's for chumps.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got next?
Moving on.
Call Obsidian. Yeah, and wasn't there another one of these?
Another Call Obsidian?
No, another
Possibly
one
not
of
this
the.
big.
Whoa, that's big.
Wow, Holy
Yeah.
shit! Wow.
Yes, that's why I think the price point is as insane as it is, because it towers over a regular 1/6 scale figure to the point where it might have to be like bigger than I think most of the things Hot Toys has ever done in terms of 1/6.
Wow.
Is that bigger than the Hulk?
Yes, definitely.
I want to see.
Well, he was
Hulkbuster.
slightly bigger than the Hulk, right?
He was he was bigger than the Hulk for sure.
He was close to the Hulkbuster sign, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
pretty comparable.
Yeah. I mean, still in all though, 360, 380, man. That's
That's a lot for a company I've never heard of before.
Like
no.
this.
I'm saying for the size of this thing and how it looks, I think that's a pretty incredible price. Here's the
It's a good
Go
price, but who knows what the final product will look like? But it might.
Oh,
come
that's
out-
true. If nobody has any experience with this company yet, and I don't think the other one is out. What's his name is out yet, right? In anybody's hands.
Which one?
figure?
Oh,
What's his name?
The wizard. Forget his name.
the Maw.
TJ, you have him, don't you?
Yeah. Yes.
Me?
Yeah, I thought you had this guy.
No, like I was on the fence, and then like when I wanted to buy it, like it ran out. The aftermarket's a little too high. I don't know. Still happened.
I was saying somebody. I think it was.
I know Proxima Midnight was coming out. Like someone did that.
Yes. Was it the same
And then
company or
Corvus
different
Glaive.
company?
Corvus Glaive is also someone's doing Corvus Glaive, but those are older. This
They're
one
not
was like
doing.
this week.
They're not doing Corvus Glaive.
I
They
don't
are.
know which companies are doing what, because like there's so
No,
many
they're-
different companies doing this.
I think there's one that just came out. I thought I saw it on
They look pretty good.
Kit.
They look good, but so I figure I throw this guy in here because we have some mad love for like the MCU stuff. I didn't know TJ if you were going to get these guys. I didn't know if you were building yourself a Black Order or not.
Thinking
Yeah, and I
about
don't
it.
even know if you have it in here, but I'll see. If you don't have it in here, we'll talk about it in a different context. But what was it? The first, first such as oh yeah, okay, that's not what I was thinking. I thought you were saying. Yeah, all right. So let's move on. Looks cool. Yeah, hell yeah. All over this. Yep. Is anybody else picking these up? Nobody else is picking these up.
If
You're
they
right,
do Paul in the still suit, I'll pick up Paul.
Yeah,
I like his formal wear, but I want the still suit.
I do like the formal wear. I'm glad that they started with that too, because the McFarlane ones were all the still suits, and it got a little boring on the shelf. You know what I mean? And I mean, not to mention that those weren't very good anyway. But yeah, I do like the formal wear.
If they can
yeah,
keep that tailoring that they showed in the prototypes, I'll probably pick it up.
yeah. So
Tailoring
this
looks
is
really nice.
another new company, Og Toys. But damn, you're right, man. The tailoring looked really good.
Yeah.
I mean, all these companies have been stepping this up, and I don't know if it's a matter of like, there's a lot of factories and stuff that are near, close by to each other, and there's people that go from factory to factory, and Pop Toys started coming out with some incredible tailoring that was like rivaling some of the custom stuff, and since then, I feel like since they started doing the Asmus stuff and a couple other companies, like everybody stepped it up. And it's gotten to be incredible. I mean, you're not getting those collars that like, kind of pop up and the big giant stitching anymore. It's really been amazing. Yeah, I'm totally getting this whole line.
What do you think of the head sculpt on it? Because I kind of agree a little bit with Feral Vampire here. It's not the best. It's close.
What was that? You think McFarlane talking about this? They're talking about the McFarlane head sculpts.
No, I think he was talking about this.
Okay. I don't think it's perfect. I think the space between his eyes and his like cheeks are too tall.
Yeah.
That needs to come down a little bit. It's a little long. It's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
I mean,
I don't think it's McFarlane levels of bad. I just thought that was a funny thing.
The one on the right looks really good. That's one of
Yes.
the excellent shots they have of it. Either one of these, really. I think it looks really good. Yeah, I'm excited about this, man. I'm really, really happy that somebody's making 1.6.
Yeah.
I just wish that Mezco or somebody better than McFarlane would make some 112 stuff. But, whatever.
Yes, I don't know how McFarlane's getting the stuff that they're getting, but they are. All right, so the next one up is
My bad.
anyone else watched Invincible on
Yes.
Amazon?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making sure this was a known thing. I didn't know if
Mhm.
like everybody else knew.
Yeah.
But I was really excited.
I
when
love
saw
its
this.
omnipotent hero.
I know, omnipotent hero.
I'm just gonna skip ahead. I'm getting this.
Yeah.
I'm like possibly we get this mainly because of one of the photos in here alludes to another figure.
Mhm.
I just want to wait till that other figure drops.
Well, look at that price.
The price is great. The head sculpts look amazing, like
I know.
amazing.
Mhm.
They're doing great sculpts over at Susu. It's kind of nuts. Oh, I forgot to put the Spawn figure on here.
Oh,
That
that's what I was
talking
talking about. That's what I was getting at.
Yeah,
I'll-
no,
I'll-
I forgot about
All
that.
right, I'll pull it up. somewhere.
Thank
But
you.
yeah, that's a big thing I want to
Yeah,
talk
there
about.
he is.
For at least a
There he
couple
is,
minutes,
yep.
But
Mark Grayson, his son. Yeah, once I see Mark, then I might have to like buy both.
Mhm. You know what? I don't know if I'm
These
gonna be able
hands.
to. I'll have to Google it. Who made that? Was that Spawn figure?
I don't remember.
War Story.
It's called the Immortal Hero. So if you pull that up.
Immortal Hero.
War Story. Immortal Hero.
So Maz, you said that it's going to have the same posability as the Green Menace. Is that a good posability? Because I don't have the Green Menace. I know TJ does. TJ, how's the posability on that?
Not amazing.
Not amazing. That's
So
sad to hear.
Fine. Like, it's fine.
Is it because of the suit?
They don't have double jointed elbows, if I remember. I put mine away.
Jeez.
That's how do you not do double jointed elbows? That's rough.
It is a little stiff.
I do love that it comes with the head of the alien race that he flies over to and destroys. That's great. The two heads.
And the baseball glove.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
It's just great details. And it doesn't look like he can pose that great based on the photos that they're doing.
Is there a release date?
I didn't even look at that when I was pulling these.
Well, this is part of the story, I guess, but we'll get to it. Anyway, yeah, I like this. I really want this in 112. I just think I could do a lot more with it in
Me too.
112. And somebody had a great custom, like Mezco style, put the suit together.
Oh yes, yeah.
together.
Toy Wale did the suit, I think, and then someone did a good head sculpt for it, and it looked great.
Oh no, that's not what I was clicking on. The suit holds it back, has double jointed elbows, but suit keeps achieving it. Yeah, that's my problem with these things. Like I just think that it's gonna be a little more flexible in 112.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I just
Oop.
figures like that. I want to be able to put in a scenario and a scene and I don't know.
Yeah.
It will look great up close. I mean, it's a killer sculpt, and you'll kill it. Both of you guys will kill it. All three of you guys will kill it if you get it. I don't know.
I can just imagine him flying through some aliens, just like punching through some heads and stuff.
As
chopping heads off.
Yeah, I mean, just the close up could be great because the sculpt is incredible.
Wailing on Thanos.
But I could see Mayfex getting a license like this. I just don't think it's going to be something that any other company that I can think of that isn't like maybe Storm Collectibles or something like that coming out with figures from this franchise necessarily.
An Invincible line of figures has been my dream since like 2005. My friend had started doing like customs back then, and I was like, they need to be like actual figures. And now that we have a cartoon, I actually got some of the figures that I forget who did it. I want to say it's Diamond Select did it for what's the company, Skybound Entertainment. They're based on the actual cartoon.
Yeah.
They look okay, but their posability is like next to nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
They have the DC Universe Classics level of articulation,
Exactly.
with split joint legs, and it just doesn't look right. And it's sad that I don't know who's optioning for these licenses, but like whoever's like making the decisions of who to give the license to is making the wrong decisions.
Yeah. Mayfex, Ben is right. Mayfex would kill this too, and I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
Yes, Mayfex does the boys. Steph is asking. Mayfex does the boys. Yes, they do.
Yep,
They do a great job.
Yeah,
So
those look really
Mayfex
good.
would be.
I mean,
Rebel Tech would do pretty good too, I think.
Ooh, yeah.
mhm.
Like
So
their,
just some
their
great
Yamaguchi.
crazy poses.
Yeah.
So, the next
Cool.
two are from Asmus did a show where they showed off a couple of new of their anime lines. So we have a little bit from Haiku, which is the volleyball show. I don't know, Elliot, do you watch Haiku?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you considering it getting into 1/6 of these guys?
Yeah, I want to say yeah, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait and see on their posability what the final photos look like.
The figures themselves actually look really
Yeah.
good. They look really close to the
What
actual
kind of
character.
joint is on that elbow? Is that a seamless?
It
Yeah,
looks
looks
seamless. Yeah.
Yeah, on the legs too, I think.
Yeah. Which is interesting that they're on the legs if they're underneath knee
Yeah.
pads, but
Yeah.
because the only other option for these guys outside of Nendoroids right now is Figmas. So it's
Yeah.
cool that
They
they're
only
getting
did
away from just
they only
Hanada.
did Hinata. Yeah.
Yeah. But so that's one line that they're showing off, which was cool. They showed off both of them in one go, and then we got.
Is that a
Gojo.
situation going back to that? Because I know there's the basketball show too. I don't know any of these things, man.
Oh,
Kuroko.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kuroko now.
There's multiple, like, now that you got me into My Hero Academia, which thankfully I don't need figures for yet. There's a lot of characters, man. To get into 1/6 in a
Yeah.
line like that, that's got.
You're gonna
I'm
want-
assuming it's a whole volleyball
Yeah.
team. So
You're gonna want the
There's
whole
gotta be-
team. Yeah.
Yeah. And a net and
and a
a
net.
court.
And then of course some of their competitors, because their competitors are like amazing like characters and whatnot on the show.
Yeah.
Like one thing anime does great is they give even like the bad guys heart at some point to kind of bring them in, and you kind of end up like liking them a lot. So I think that they'll start doing those guys too. I'm all in on Nendo's right now for this line. I think I gotta have to pass on the 1/6. It would be just hard price wise.
Slam dunk. I'd go for a slam dunk.
That's answers all the Haiku figures for me.
I had a feeling, Steph. Yeah, these guys though, I might be in on Gojo in 1/6.
It's interesting because 3-0 is doing them too.
So 3-0 and Asmus are both
Yeah.
doing this at the same time, which is crazy.
I think this license is just getting thrown to everybody, whoever wants it. They're just
Yeah.
letting them have it.
Yeah, 'cause we got Figma,
So-
SH
yeah.
Figure Arts,
Yeah.
Nendo's, so good. Like
Both 1/6 scale.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a tough market where you got to compete with somebody, man.
Yeah.
Like 1/12 is a different situation. People will buy a couple of different versions of it to get their figure out which their favorite is, but nobody's buying, $180, $200 figures to just kind of like, let me figure out which one I like.
But I'll tell you, the Asmus, of course, their tailoring looks great. So
They kill that, man. They really, really, they're great. Top of the game. Was that the last two?
no, I got some
Okay.
other ones, just some
Okay.
weird ones. I thought it'd be kind of funny to throw in Brock Lesnar getting a figure. It's great that it's double champion Fierce Beast, and they're doing like the full thing, which is get a couple
What?
different looks.
Is that a custom body, or is that? Oh no, there's a big beastie like body out now, right? Like that you can buy, not the big fat Kim Jong Il one, but
Maybe a world box body.
yeah, there's a big world box body now. Like people are using it for like Mega Superman type.
Oh
figures and
yes,
shit.
yeah, you're right. I just saw
Yeah.
a Batman custom that came out on a giant body, like huge.
Yeah, does the Rock even have a figure?
No. Not a 1/6.
I don't think so.
That's
yeah, not crazy.
surprising. That's surprising right there.
But I just thought, I honestly, when I saw this, I laughed and I was like, I should throw this on the show. And I mean, it's 180. You get two looks. I mean, he is the champion of UFC and the WWE. So I know people like love wrestling. I used to be into wrestling for big time, actually, when he was champion for a while. So I thought it was kind of funny. And then I only have one last one.
Who's
which is
putting
the
that
recent
out?
one. That is called One Toys.
Oh, One Toys. Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of them actually before.
And then Hero Toy is doing a Punish Man. which is the Punisher.
man.
Which,
I love
with
it.
the rumor of John
I'm
Bernthal
glad you
coming
told
back.
us it was the Punisher in parentheses because
Yeah, in case you didn't know, the Punish Man is the Punisher.
Punisher.
So, but hey, I might pick this up because I have the head sculpt from the Hot Toy, but the body that I received was all terribly damaged. So this might
Oh, I remember that story.
this might seal the deal. This is all I need is just the body. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah, I kind of like the hoodie. I mean, I'm paying $175 for just the hoodie because I do have the Hot Toy one, which is I'm happy with. So maybe somebody will part this out. I do like the hoodie. Yeah,
and
cool.
it's funny,
175. Wow.
from some angles, the head sculpt looks okay, and then from dead on, it looks weird. It looks like one of the damn toys, like the gangster stylized ones.
The angle on the right looks pretty good.
The angle on the right looks
The
like
hood,
almost
yeah.
perfect. Like they sculpted from that angle specifically, and then turned it like, just send it to print. Do it.
That's good. Just and then they tell the photographer, just shoot it from the right.
Yeah.
Shoot it from the right.
So do you have the Spawn figure?
I do. Yeah, I can bring that up. Screen. Let's see if I can find my tab that it's in.
Ben nailed it here. Talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. I hope SHF takes this competition away to make it better anime faceplates. Right there with you, man.
So I can't even. The funny thing is, you can't even. These are all TNS figures, but you can't go to TNS figures because everybody has taken
blur
it
them
down,
out.
which is the point of this discussion. You can't even take a look at the pictures anymore. Collector Freaks. It's going to be in a chat. Yeah, fuck that. All right, never
He's
mind.
huge though. I saw this guy
Yeah.
next to like a regular figure, and it like dwarfs a regular like figure from the scale.
Yeah. I don't know if I can zoom in.
Like
a little
his
bit.
life size would be 8 feet, but he's supposed to be what, 7?
Yeah, I think so.
Something.
So, I mean, the discussion is like, my thought about this was that, all right, Todd Father has shut this all down. And like, I don't know if anybody else, either whether it's Hot Toys or whether it's the IP holders themselves, which they may just look at it and go, meh, I don't know. It depends on the IP, I suppose, but going after the resellers might be a novel idea. You know what I mean? Not that, I'm on the fence about shutting this shit down, but like, going after the manufacturers in Hong Kong, you're not going to stop this shit from coming out,
No.
man. It's just not going to happen.
You have
but
no jurisdiction there.
the thing is, like, okay, TNS figures, if you go to TNS figures from these pictures, it's not there, but it still is there. You still can order it. You can DM them. I think they put it under some other heading or something like that. So you can still go on and order the thing. It's just like the Red Dead Redemption thing. It's going to happen.
I will
Not
say,
just they don't want it to.
I will say, as if Rockstar couldn't stop the Arthur Morgan figure from happening,
Right.
Todd McFarlane has no chance of stopping this from happening because Rockstar throws lawyers at everything. So
Todd's got some deep pockets, man, and he's just the nut to do this. You know what I mean?
that's
Like
possible.
he is just a crazy man. I mean, and honestly, again, like I buy third-party stuff. We talk about it here because there's stuff that you can get that nobody's ever going to make. Hot Toys is not going to make Cull Obsidian. You know what I mean? It's just not going to happen.
Or Brock Lesnar in both wrestling attire and business attire.
Not at all. So, like, it's nice to get that stuff, but I totally see this is his number one IP and his main IP. And for somebody to just try and, skirt that and make money without paying him anything is some bullshit. And that everybody's going to want this if it looks anything like this. You know what I mean? It looks really good. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, man. Todd, come out with a 1/6. You know what I mean? Maybe he will. Maybe he'll jump at a 1/6 next week.
It will, but it'll be a staction figure like he does everything
exactly.
else.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he'll find the one body that doesn't move at all. Yeah, interesting. It's an interesting story, though. I don't know. I don't recall anybody going after, even Rockstar going after the retailers who were selling it, although maybe that was a possibility. I saw them up there. I mean, they were up there when I bought it,
Yeah.
They didn't hide it,
Yeah, I pre-ordered it before Rockstar started making a stink about Arthur Morgan, but
Oh,
this
here you
guy
go.
has only been up for a day before they had to start pulling it down.
Well, there you go. IKEA Hobbies. There you go. There's your promo. I'll be calling you tomorrow for some money.
I got my Gandalf from there. My Crown Series Gandalf. They're great.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard of them, but there you go. $278. Still putting it out there like there's no problem. like Todd can't Google.
I think IKEA Hobbies is also based out of Los Angeles, which is funny that they're just like throwing it out there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right. All right. There you go.
So that's it for the news.
That is it for the news. All right. So let's bring everybody up again. Elliot, our guest, let's take a look at some of your work here.
Oh no!
Some delectable
we're gonna.
photos.
Oh no!
We're going to tear this apart.
Oh, you didn't know you're stepping into a critique. Oh, I see.
All right.
That's
Yeah.
lighting.
So, if you don't know Elliot's work, first of all, it's fantastic. Second of all, that's the subject of the show is horror and gaming, and as you can see, as I'm scrolling through very quickly, and we'll stop and smell some roses here and take a look at some of these, which there's not many that aren't.
Yeah,
a lot of gaming.
Even when it is like kaiju, it's like almost intermixed with horror stuff in a way.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't get by without like giving me a little.
We're losing Trevor.
Oh. No!
Forever feeling.
Yeah.
So
this happens sometimes. Oh wait, you might have Trevor back. I'm not sure.
Don't scroll too far. Don't scroll too far.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back. I can hear you now. A little choppy, but we can hear
All
you.
right. Okay. Good Lord. All right. Let me.
Oh well, we might have lost him again. But yeah, like honestly, every photo, Elliot, I'm always in awe every time like your photo comes up on my feed. I freaking love the way you capture light, color, like atmosphere. Like you name like an aspect of a photo, and it just nails it every time, and unbelievable.
Am I back?
Thank you.
Yes, you're back,
Yeah.
Trevor.
All right.
Hey, welcome back.
What happened there? Thanks. Yeah, exactly, Tom. And it's, I don't know, there's so much to say about it. I love the atmosphere. I'm an atmosphere. I love using atmosphere and fog. So what got you into, did you start with 1/6 or is that what you jumped? How did you get into collecting, I guess, is what I'm getting at.
Birth, no. I've been collecting for a long time. It all started with like a little Godzilla figure, the Imperial one, long time ago. But really, there was a couple. There was maybe a few years where I stopped in I don't know, middle, like the early stages of high school. But then I got right back into it and pretty much been since then. And then 2008 was when the Hot Toys wave hit me. So
2008. Okay.
Yeah, I saw their Davy Jones, and that's what hooked me in.
The Davy Jones is what was your like lead in? That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a good figure for a lead in.
Yeah, I was heavy into collecting just Davy Jones stuff, and then I saw Hot Toys, and I thought, wow, that's nice. And then,
so I'm just gonna settle on one of the. This is some early stuff, but I love this beautiful composition there. I was trying to find the Davy Jones fig. I don't know if is it before this.
Is it the beach one?
Or am I going too far? I know there was a nice, real tight close-up of him.
Oh, I think he's higher.
Higher, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So that's what got you into the 1/6. So you started out kind of in 1/6. So then, I went way back in your page, which no one should ever do. Don't ever do that. But
no, totally do that. Well, he's got great work even when he thinks it's not good.
Oh no! I'm saying it's
good,
but I mean, you go way back, and I was looking at yours, and I think we started you started in like late 2015, early 2016, like really posting your first
for Instagram
toy photos, and that's pretty much when I started posting stuff to Instagram. Yeah. And with both of us, you can kind of, and I'm sure all of us, you can kind of go back and look at that stuff and go,
I was doing photo bucket and just uploading onto message boards. And
Yeah, that's exactly what I was.
And then my wife was like, "Why don't you just post to Instagram?" I said, "That's an okay idea, I guess."
Yeah, let me see. Now, did you know anybody else was doing this on Instagram? I mean, in the message
kind
boards
of,
and stuff.
kind of.
Okay.
Like I'd seen what was the little Amazon box with the light up eye?
Oh yeah. I know which guy you're talking about.
From kind of
Oh yeah, yes, all over the place.
Because I used to work at a toy store when I started Instagram. It just surrounded me. So
I love this shot. I used it in the thumbnail. It's just so creepy. Now, both of these figures are Silent Hill figures.
Yeah.
I did not know. I thought that rabbit was from what's the horror series that's
Five
like a
Nights
Chuck E.
at Freddy's?
Cheese? Yes, Five
Freddy's.
Nights at Freddy's at first, until I looked at Five Nights at Freddy's again. I'm like, oh, it's not from that.
Yeah, Steph says Danbo. That was the little Amazon box guy with the glowing eye.
Danbo, yes, exactly. So you started seeing that, and you realized that there were other people doing this.
And that's and I was like, and that's when my wife suggested it, and I was like, oh, okay, sure.
So what was I see it? I do see a thread though through just about everything. Even when you get into other stuff, it's obviously monsters. You're big into monsters of any kind.
I do enjoy
gaming monsters, the games that have monsters. Yeah, love this.
I love this one. Oh my god! I don't think my Nosferatu had gotten in yet when this shot popped up, and I was like, "This is making the wait so hard because it's so beautiful."
Yeah, it's the worst when you see somebody take a really good picture of something that you're like, "Damn it, I want to get to it. I want to take a picture." They've done it already. That's it. There's nothing else.
And that's him looking through the coffin lid, right?
Yeah.
That whole break in the coffin lid. It's just...
And that was I pulled it out of the box. I put my cell phone screen over him, and I just shot it.
Oh, nice. Just a little blue.
Just the illuminated screen of my phone.
Yeah. So let's talk about your setup. Have you grown that since? Oh, there we go. There was two shots. Awesome. He's so gelatinous.
They did a good job with the moisture on this.
They really did. They really nailed this figure. Looks really good. So yeah, like your set. So what do? Do you have a dedicated spot for your photography, or are you one of those guys that like I do it on the kitchen table and then I have to break it down for dinner?
Now I do. Now I used to have it in my garage, and now I actually have a room for it now that I've moved.
Okay.
So
is that why you moved?
It was a driving force.
Yeah. Get a little more space.
The garage was also our storage, so it's like I was slowly getting pushed off.
When you come up with your concept for what you want to shoot, do you think about what color and light source you want to feature from the get-go? Because it's always like a prominent feature in a lot of your work is like this amazing sense of where this atmosphere and light is coming from. And it really kind of drives the feeling of a shot. And I want to know, you think about that before you even go in to shoot it.
Yeah, I generally have the color tones kind of picked out in my head, but I do adjust, after in editing too. Some. Yeah,
you bring them up a little bit.
I bring them up. I change the contrast. I add some in the shadows. I add some color to it.
This is a tough figure to shoot, man. They threw this over to me, and I was like, don't send me these anymore because I don't know what to do with them. Send them to Elliot because I think he's
me or Tom. I think Tom likes it.
Tom is one of my favorite characters from that game. Yeah. I love V.
Yeah,
and I actually did a little face swap for that side looking because now he has on the black hair and it wasn't that hard. So if anybody wants to know how to do it, it's really easy.
That's
what do you mean? Say that again. You did.
So he had two head sculpts where basically it was one white hair, one black. Right. And the white head sculpt, you look into the side, but I wanted that on the black haired head sculpt, so I just ripped off his face and plugged it into the black hair.
Oh, really?
So you can take the hair off, maybe not purposefully, but you can't.
Yes, it wasn't intended to, but you just pulled the glue.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, it works really well.
So you're not afraid. To mod things, or you're not like a precious, got to keep things mint collector. Yeah.
I probably treat my figures poorly sometimes. I'm spraying them with stuff, they're like, oh, whatever.
That's what I used
I don't
to say,
blow them
like,
up or anything.
if I ever put something up that's been like, smoke-free home and a dust-free, like I'm lying, because no, it's had fog all over it. It's had snow on it.
Like I'll be doing the collar mod on Pennywise coming up. I think it's just a few threads you got to snip.
A lot of people I know are doing that with that Pennywise.
Yeah.
They're modding it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Are you dirtying it up at all?
I haven't decided yet. I've never weathered anything, so I kind of gotta.
First time for
I want to
everything.
experiment. Yeah, I want to experiment on something else. Maybe the Mezco, because he's still kind of available and not.
Is the Mezco one not dirty? I thought theirs was a little dirtier.
He's more weathered than the Hot Toys. Yeah.
Okay.
He's more weathered than the Hot Toys.
Because I was considering picking up the Mezco one, but I got that Hot Toys one, and your shots have been doing it. But like every consecutive shot that I see of that guy, I'm like, I want to get this. It doesn't really fit with my collection, but I want to shoot it. I want to take pictures of it. I love the look of it. But yeah, it does look like he needs to be dirtier.
Yeah, he definitely does. Yeah. He's very clean.
The Mezco one is nice, but the ankles they don't move at all, man. It kills me.
Really?
Yeah. Terrible.
And that weird plastic back, the lattice pattern on the back is just like a rubber slab. That kind of messes with it a little bit.
Yeah, it's
Weird
okay.
Design choices.
Yeah, it's the only thing out there that I really liked. The NECA one was good, but I don't know.
Yeah.
NECA has its own limitations though too.
So. Exactly.
Those I'm not scared of like pulling apart.
Yeah. I would suggest if you're going to weather it, if you're going to get into weathering, I have not done I'm trying to think. Maybe I have done like the acrylic paints. I'll do like the chalk, like you get the hair chalk or something like that, and you wet it down a little bit and use that, or even the powders, powdered weather.
I was wondering if the powder stuff would work.
What's the name of the company?
And it works on like synthetic clothing too.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it just comes with a little brush. Works really well, and it stays on. You kind of got to spray it with something, or else it will rub off if you touch it too much. But, anyway, Pennywise, you've been killing it. I literally just opened him.
I'm waiting for your show with Pennywise. Yep.
He's been sitting in the box, and I've had the Razor Crest. I had some Mythic Legion shit to do, and now I hope.
Are you allowed to? Not a photo, but like a display photo of the QMX one next to him, just out of curiosity.
I don't think he has the QMX one anymore. I think it's just a prototype.
Oh no. Yeah, I have the Mezco one. What are you talking about?
You shot that prototype of the QMX one way back.
Way back.
Sadly, I don't have that. I actually. This sculpt kills. I mean, this sculpt kills. It's really, really, really good. I mean, as you can see from these pictures, it's really good. I think they did a great job with the teeth version, and but this Hot Toys, they nailed it, man. They did nail it. It's really, really good, and that's great. You put a little post work on those eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
The eyes are captivating. Like I love them. The little orange that you added in there. Nice touch.
It's a really nice mix here, and it's a really
mine
nice,
lights up.
Just that one. You got the one special one that lights up.
The golden ticket Pennywise.
Yeah, that's a great shot, man. I think we each picked our shots. I think that was somebody's favorite shot.
What Frail said is like the warm and cool lighting on that is just like. It creates a special balance between there that just makes it so striking, especially because it was like it's a green and an orange, which are like horror-ish kind of tones, so you kind of get that like dark, creepy, ugly feeling for a beautiful photo.
It was kind of based on that scene where go ahead.
No, go.
It was he was hanging in one of the kids sees him hanging in the meatpacking scene.
Yep.
And he has like the glowing orange eyes, and I think most of the color is kind of greenish like that.
Yeah,
the kicker I think here is the backlighting though. I think that's what sets this apart from and you do a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I could see other people like taking, people do the blue and orange. It's a good combination for lighting. But you leave the background sort of dark and have him coming out. But the that light, especially even for this character, is there were a lot of, there was the lights and things like that you're looking into the lights and things like that. It's great. And it just, defines it and, yeah, it really pulls it all together. Really, really nice. Great shot. Incredible shot. Were you? I mean, I was looking at your stuff earlier on. I couldn't really discern. Did you do any photography before this?
Mhm.
So this is what got you into photography.
Yeah, nothing professional. The only thing
Okay.
close to professional I've done is a few engagement photos for friends. Though.
Okay. And that was post doing this kind of stuff, or
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
maybe
So-
4 years ago. 3 years
as
ago?
you've learned. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like. I mean, I was just watching the progression and just looking at it, and I won't do you the disservice of going so far back into your into your page.
Yeah.
But if you want to look at it, go ahead and look at it, and you can see the progression, man. It's incredible.
It's
But I
more
think
or
we
less
all-
10 years of trial and error, just messing with
Yeah.
stuff, just going in and out, and going to YouTube and learning everything, and just playing around.
And that's the thing. I mean, the people who put the work in, it's going to show. You know, you're going to see their progression. You're going to see that growth, like literally row after row after row. You know what I mean? Or grouping after grouping. You're going to see the progression and the improvement. I was going to say. So, what was the thing that really? I pulled something up here, and I don't know if this is. I'm going to ask you first. Do you remember what the shot was that kind of, because again, just looking through the back, and you know, when you're starting out, you're getting those, actually I'm doing that now, but you're getting like those 200, 300, 500 likes. 500 is like, ooh, I got 500 likes. And then something happens, like you get that shot and something just explodes, and it's like,
breaks
okay,
the algorithm.
I'm in now,
Yeah.
and like this is what I want to do. Like, was there anything that there was a shot that you remember that solidified? You're like, oh, I'm in this, man, and I really am enjoying this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's up there. It's pretty far down, but it's the big
This
chap.
No, not that one.
I did. That was one of the ones where I was like, okay, I like shooting outside now. That's fun.
Because this got a lot of likes, and this
Yeah.
what I found interesting about this was that it's not a style that you ever seem to really go back to, except occasionally.
Yeah.
This
a
seemed
few.
like Super Duper did a lot of the stuff with like Chewbacca and like the outdoor thing with the outdoor lighting, and people love it. It's very meme like, and it's funny. I mean, it's a great concept, man. I love this concept, and I can see why I got all the likes. But I just found it interesting because it wasn't like something that you were kind of really doing.
That kind of came about. I think it was Sergeant Bananas and maybe Shake 'em. Remember Shake 'em 78?
Oh yeah, Nick.
Yeah. He had what Chewbacca was riding the passenger seat of his car, and like, the wind was blowing back.
I
totally
kind of remember that shot.
I'm like, I want to take this Chewbacca outside. But
And I think that's
the
what
one that-
happens with people. We just kind of go through other people's stuff. And we go, I want to give that a shot, and then you kind of find your way.
Yeah.
And then you totally did. So what was the shot?
It's pretty far back, but I had the shot actually sitting just on my hard drive, and I had nothing to post on Instagram back when I first started, and I just pulled it from the library. But
I find
it's a
interesting.
xenomorph.
It was good, but like just not your like normal style. It was just a xenomorph.
It was focused more on the concept. That one right there.
Okay. Was it not this one with Spider-Man?
No, yeah. No, way far.
It's further than that.
We're
Really? We're going.
It's like
We're going
it's
back
pretty
there.
close to the beginning. Yeah.
We're
It's
going back.
far.
We're going
It's
back.
not even loading now.
We're going. We're making our way back.
Whoa,
This
stop.
is like everybody's worst
Okay,
nightmare.
stop.
Yes, please
That's
go back to
horrible.
like the very
That's
beginning
horrible.
of
This
our
live. Stop. Okay, I think. Okay.
Like this
Okay,
one.
yeah,
There
definitely
you go.
stop.
Trevor should not be running this.
That's
I
not
really want to
mine.
see it. I really want to see what the shot was that you felt was like.
Right there, right next to the Coke bottle. Go back down.
Right next to the Coke bottle.
Right next to the Coke bottle.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
That
wow, yeah,
alien,
that's nice.
and that's just, it was some display lighting thing I was holding over it, and that's the background cardboard cutout that came with the figure.
Oh damn.
And I got a good response. I was like, okay, people like it. Okay, cool. Guess I'll keep doing it. My stupid.
So
watermark
based
on
on
the
where
corner.
you were at the time, this kind of because it's not like a ton of likes, but like at the time, like I remember, like you'd get 25, 30 likes. You were excited to get 50, and it's like, so this was the one that you took, and you're like felt good about it, and it seemed like people were like responding to it.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I started noticing that I started clicking on people who liked, and clicking around. I was like, oh, there's a ton of people who do this, and
You found the community. That's what
Yeah,
that's what
that's
happened
how it
with this shot. Is you found the community pretty much.
Awesome.
Because that's kind of like that's it, right? Correct me if I'm wrong with like you two guys as well, Trevor and TJ. It's like once I found that there was a world out here that I can connect to and talk about toys and pop culture and stuff with, that's what got me into doing this stuff more. It wasn't like the sharing the art. It was like, oh, there's other people out here that want to talk about like, I don't know, Captain America figures. That's great. I have a giant Captain America figure collection. Let's talk about Captain America toys. You know, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and the
that
message boards
and
are
the
fun.
photography aspect too.
Yeah,
You know.
and I learned a lot of things from just talking to people through here.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to go back to this, and I think we'll take a look at. So that was that. This is another shot that kind of blew up. Like it was early on. But
That was pretty. That was maybe. That was pretty. Like it was pretty far into when I'd started, maybe 2 years, 3 years. But it was one that I was. It was. I think that was one of my first forays into like the backlighting stuff and the really getting a handle on the atmosphere stuff. I was like, all right, cool. Wow, that looks
I was thinking that myself too when I was looking at it. I'm like, this is kind of a breakout moment, and people loved this. I mean, this did really well. I don't remember what the numbers were, but it did really well.
I love it. Anytime you shoot Nemesis, Elliot, I love it. You know Resident Evil more than anybody else I think I know because you capture its vibe in every shot that you post of it.
Moss would like to know. I think we're talking about this shot. What shutter speed, if you even remember?
This one, it's probably pretty. I don't know, probably pretty quick or not? No, pretty slow.
What's
like
your
probably two seconds, maybe 3 seconds.
Okay.
So you must have been dumping the fog on it then.
Because you got to get the fog to dissipate like that.
Because that's for sure back when I first just started getting that stuff, and I was just spraying the crap out of it.
Yeah, and it's a relatively simple shot by your standards now. You know what I mean? Like, but it's nice, and it did really well.
Yeah.
What kind of camera are you using now?
It's a Canon Rebel. I was using a Canon Rebel back then, and then right now I'm using just an updated model, but it's a T7i.
Gotcha.
And then it's got a macro, a 35 millimeter macro.
35 millimeter macro is what you shoot most of the time.
Okay. So you get in there, like you actually your camera's pretty close to the subject.
Yeah, I'm like right up there. And then
it's interesting. I just got a 24-70, and I've been like just adjusting it, and it's been coming out right about 35-40 most of the time. Like, and I'm like, oh, interesting.
You're kind of going the long way around and finding which prime lens you should be buying now, Trevor.
Well, no, I have the prime lenses. I have a 50, I have a 40, but I got to tell you, this 24-70 was kind of a work investment, and this thing is like variable lenses are usually, you sacrifice some sharpness.
Yeah, usually.
I don't want to go off on this, but holy crap, this thing is like amazing, man. It's like, I mean, they've just gotten much better. You know what I mean? And I'm almost ready to just give up my prime lenses because it's that good. It's really good. This I love. We talked about the shot. I love this shot. So I think the next three shots are our favorites. We talked a lot about this. This was TJ's. TJ, you want to talk a little bit about this, or just what you loved about
I
it?
thought it was a perfect capture. It was definitely one of those like that's not a toy shot. Like that's the movie.
Yep.
There's some textures that work here that are just gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good move to hit those eyes. I mean,
because his eyes are kind of dark on the actual figure.
Are they?
They are a little bit.
The irises, they're a little dark.
They're there, but like, if you don't hit them with, there's no way you could reproduce this without taking like a little pen light and trying to hit it, and you'd never get that nice little light in there.
Yeah.
Elliot, are you doing like a dodge technique, or are you adding color onto? Okay, so you're dodging.
So it's probably but it's the way I learned, but it's probably a really bad way to do it. But I paint over it with black, and then I paint over with white, then I hit color dodge, then I do a solid color layer, then I layer mask that color layer, and then I mess with the opacity and the the fill and stuff. It's probably way better.
What aperture is this?
Probably 4.5.
Wow.
I think 4.5.
4?
Yeah, it looks
because he's a little he's blurry in the ears, but not
the hair is soft.
The hand though is crisp to a point where like it's.
Well, that's
but
what
I think
basically
I
the
think the
same
tip of the
plane.
nose is a little blurry too. Can't tell here, but
So if I end up buying this tonight, I might be mad. It's like a little tiny bit.
we should do it.
Yeah.
Sabrina, thank you, Sabrina.
Yeah, 32 millimeter. Haze Machine. Yep. Yeah, atmosphere aerosol for vampire. Using atmosphere helps like raid is. I don't like that stuff, man.
The nemesis was
Because the residue it leaves.
residue, smell inside, outside. I guess
Outside,
it's
I
fine.
love it. Inside, I use a fog machine if I do fog.
Me
but
too.
haven't bought-
I
bought
find the
it.
fog machine leaves no smell, no residue, unless it's on a slick surface, and it's got to be a flat, slick surface. If you got like a piece of glass or something shiny underneath the figure, it might leave a little bit on that. But yeah, that atmosphere aerosol, man. Don't
worried
like
about the long time effects on that one. Who knows?
Exactly.
Well, I think it coated the leather on my nemesis, so it's doing.
There you
fine.
go.
So maybe
It's actually doing the ceiling and
Yeah,
the
it may have
atmosphere all in one.
There is a technique where you can do some dodging and burning on a layer that doesn't affect your main.
Yeah, you
shot
use an
too.
adjustment.
Oh yeah, it's on a layer. Yeah, I do on that.
Yeah, but you could do like a 50% gray layer and change that to soft, and then that basically disappears, and you can do all your dodging and burning right on there, and it doesn't affect your layers. It's a good technique. So this is mine. I remember like I stared at this for like an hour the day you posted it, man. I freaking love this shot, and this is out of the ordinary for some of your shot. I mean, it's in your wheelhouse, but like, I mean, it's not a sharp figure, beautifully shot, beautifully lit. It is beautifully lit, but like, this technique wise, I admire this shit because this is not something that I would think of doing. Necessarily like blurring the figure. What figure is that back there anyway? What is that?
It's do you guys remember Sota Toys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did Street Fighter back in the day mostly.
Yeah.
They had a statue line of Lovecraft stuff, and
Really?
So this really was Cthulhu, or I don't pronounce.
They did
that,
some
but-
small ones, and then they did some higher end statues that were only like $250 back in the day.
And this is just like one of those little N scale figures or something from like the train.
Yeah,
or
that's
is
from
that-
that's actually from a Resident Evil board game. Just a little minifigure.
Yeah,
I love that it's from a Resident Evil board game. 'Cause
No.
of course it has to be. Of course.
I probably
just be
used the
any-
Resident Evil tag too, and like an idiot. But,
Hey, I mean, it's from Resident Evil, so hey, it works.
totally.
Yeah, I love everything about this. And there was somebody that was doing some stuff like this too, and I forget that I.
Yeah, like large scale, kind of blurred out. I
He's
remember
kind of
that
dropped out. Like he
Yeah.
did kind of the there were some similar things that he did. He used the lighthouse. He used kind of like, but it was always really good. And I love this style. I wish I could do this style. I just don't think it's like in my. But I mean, even the water, like what is that back there? Was that plastic
tinfoil.
wrap or
tinfoil?
Yeah, tinfoil. That looks
Tinfoil.
really good.
I
That's
think I got the tinfoil idea from Yasuke. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I forget the
Felton's
numbers,
amazing.
but
Felton,
he did I
Yeah.
think he did a Nosferatu shot, and he had a boat on water, and he was using tinfoil. That
Oh no,
what it is.
but no, that he actually put that was dye. That crazy MFer put dye underneath his like brand new.
I think I remember
Nosferatu.
that too.
Like maybe it was tinfoil underneath the dye, but he had dye there. I'm like, you're a nut, man. What's wrong with you? But that's great.
He got the shot. He got the
Love
shot.
it.
He did.
Freaking-
Very much got that.
Yeah, and that was a great shot too.
I
This is
vividly remember when you
fantastic.
posted this, Elliot. Like just the way how it gives you that feeling of just like unease because you can't see Cthulhu. Because if you did, you'd be driven insane mentally, right? That's the
Yeah.
whole like concept of it all.
Right.
And like it's perfectly blurred out where you feel. I feel awful for this kid. Like, granted, this kid is from like Resident Evil or whatever, so he's used to awful shit. It doesn't matter, but like his mind must be like melting. It's just it's incredible.
It's a fantasy.
I
love fan. Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
Jumping
okay.
all over it.
I thought about doing layer stacking that you've been doing, Tom, back on this, but I was like, I like the blur.
No, the blur is what makes it.
Yeah.
I agree with
that
you.
is-
Like you made the right call.
Yeah,
100%.
because
this is
I've
like-
had shots where he's in focus, and I was like, no, looks better.
there's a fantasy. I won't call it. There's a fantasy art thing where there's a giant being behind the mountains or coming
With
out of the
atmospheric
ocean,
haze.
and sometimes it's
Yeah.
Cthulhu. I've seen Cthulhu done that way too. And there's a guy on the shore who's either like, if it's a giant or something, he's got a sword, he's a knight, he's got a horse, whatever it is. But you see that creature. I mean, it's cool. But what I love about this, and that you can't really easily reproduce in a painting, is that you can't see the features of the figure that you've shot here, and that's what I love about it. It's fantastic. Very well done.
Unknowable.
That's right. I don't know what I did there.
Yeah, I don't know how we moved
And-
to the bottom there.
Yeah, I moved it around.
So
Yeah, Tom, this is your shot.
So
Love
I
this.
picked more of like, you did a kind of a series of these, and you kind of returned to it for a little bit, where the focus wasn't on a character;
Bring it up.
it was kind of on more of a moment. And the way, the feeling, the emotion that you kind of get from the moment that you captured, it's like it's perfectly that struggle, right? Like I'm feeling like Leon's struggle here with like this zombie about to like rip his face off. But I'm not seeing him. I'm not seeing that at all. It's just the desperation grab for the gun, and the same thing with the arm going through the fence, giving the gun to. I think it's not Claire.
Oh,
Who's receiving the gun in that shot?
It's Leon. Yeah, it's actually two Leons in that shot.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
But it's something about how you tend to focus sometimes on things that other people don't think to even focus on, and you capture something that you haven't been able to capture or focus or I don't know, encapsulate a feeling if you did have Leon in focus or the zombie in focus, or see that. Like I feel the stress, and I wouldn't have gotten that in the same way. And it's fascinating.
It's a cinematic technique, and Tom, I think you were on. Were you on the articulators when we were talking about
Focus?
Was
Yes.
that your show?
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
we did this, and my shot was a guy who had taken. It was Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and he had focused on the grass in front of Leatherface and his victim, and they were out of focus. And that's the focus of, that's your quote unquote subject. But this is the cinematic thing about that was like, I'm hearing myself. Sorry. We got something on?
I don't hear you. Double.
Okay.
See what you can do.
Okay. He's coming at the camera, and if you were shooting that video-wise, you'd have the focus off, and then they'd gradually come into focus, which is what this is. Like, this is focusing on the moment. The cut before this would have been in, focus on their faces, and that's what I love about it. It's cinematic, and people don't think about this stuff.
No, they don't. I don't
When
see this
somebody
that
does
often
this-
in our hobby at all. Like I don't see people taking the focus away from the figure that they just spent so much money on, and instead
Figure.
putting it on the hand and a gun. Like, right? It's like on, because I think it's like two shots from this one. There's a focus on a broken gas mask, and I think it's like there's that, and then I forget what's exactly blurred out in the background, but I just feel the entire situation and the strife of what's happening in that entire setting without even seeing any of it. And it's
That's
amazing.
the key. Yeah, that's the key.
I really like shallow depths of field.
You use it well. Like
I really go for that stuff.
it's a thing to like even like it, but there's a thing to master it and kind of like make it your own to like convey something. And you do that better than most people I've ever seen do it. So
Yeah, there's a point where you would get to that this could be too out of focus, that you wouldn't even recognize what's going on behind the hand.
Yeah.
And there's a point where it would be too sharp, where it's going to interfere with, and it's going to take it out of that cinematic feel of, we're focusing on what's happening with that hand, and that hand going for that gun, as opposed to the people behind it or the faces behind it. I don't even know what the situation is, or who these people are, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I played. There was a lot of playing around with just trying to get those basic shapes in the background: the hand, the knuckles, and like the scalp.
So when you go into a shot like this, do you have this in mind? Is this something that you see. Yeah. Okay.
There's a lot of
Visualize it.
like Resident Evil artwork. There's a couple covers for the Outbreak games. It's like a spin-off series of Resident Evil, and there's a lot of handing guns. That's where that one handing out the gun image came from. But this one, I was like, I really wanted a like grabbing towards the camera kind of feel.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of it comes from like those artworks and the concept arts and stuff from those games.
But do you go into it? So you take a little bit from concept art when you go in to shoot something that's, you know, a little more. I mean, obviously, you're changing these up. These aren't just direct, you know, oh, here's a scene or whatever. Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, there's some stuff you've done from it and other things that we all do that are like scene reproductions that are fun to do. But do you go in and do you play around and move things around, or you generally go in with like, this is the idea that I'm going at. I can pretty much see like 80% of it in my head, and I know what I need to do. Yeah,
pretty much. And then the only time I'll change it is when the figure just can't do it and it looks dumb.
That's not frustrating.
Really,
I've been there.
Really,
where like, it's a real frustrating moment.
Yeah. I love this. I love the lighting on this too. It's great. Just like window lighting.
I like that.
Opening prison. Very cool.
I just had the grate of my fan, and I just held it in front of my Loom Cube.
Was that so? Let me ask, because like when I sit here at work, my window is over there, and light comes through these blinds, and sometimes hits my figures in a certain way. I'm like, oh, I really want to light something like that. Was that inspired by you just seeing something like at one point, or did you kind of like just think one time to just try pushing your light through a fan and seeing kind of what shadows it would cause?
It's kind of, again, it's from the imagery of those games, the Silent Hill games, because there's a ton of shadow play in those games, especially with like moving fans and when it goes into the other world aspects of it.
Silent Hill is a game series I didn't touch myself. Mainly because I'm weak and can't do a lot of horror games, because I put myself in the position of the horror protagonist, and I'm like, I can watch other people play it. So now I watch streams of people playing horror games so I can experience them, but I can't do it myself, especially not Silent Hill.
So these are interesting. Do you feel you need to break away from the horror every once in a while and just do something?
I have other fandoms and stuff. So I do like to go into this.
Zelda has to be one of your biggest fandoms.
But this is also like a horror-based anime, so it's kind of still in the same
right
now. Yeah, Zelda is another one of my top 3 fandoms.
Yeah, I think you were wearing that exact same Zelda hat last time we saw each other. Yeah.
No, this is a new one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a new model. It's a new model.
I've seen you do some Marvel stuff, but
this is
not often. But you do obviously have the figures.
Yeah, I do. I have a few. I kind of stopped. I pulled back a little after Infinity War.
I think that was a lot of people's like chance to say, okay, I've gotten what I need to get. Let me back away now because I'm spending thousands of
very
dollars.
much my back away moment. Because it's like,
this is really
that Captain America looks nice, but $375. Okay, take it easy. the Falcon Captain America.
I want that one badly.
I know. I was like, oh,
that one looks real good.
This is really nice.
Yeah, that's just right outside, right out front door.
What I like about this is it's interesting that it's cut not quite in half, but like you've got a lighter base, because obviously what looks like a street light is lighting up the background, the horizon here, and sort of bleeding over here. Although I suspect that's more of a moonlight light that you've got up here somewhere in front of him.
So the top light is again my cell phone, just with an illuminated screen.
Really.
Then I kind of had an idea, like you said, it was like moonlight.
But what's great about it is you can see details in his upper body here where it's dark in the background, and the bottom where it's light, it's practically all in silhouette. And it just, and that, not only that, but I don't even know if this is conscious, but the knife follows the angle of the horizon there, and it just, the whole thing just looks really, I mean, it gives it, I don't know what sets, but it just so real. You know what I mean?
I also love leading lines. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
That's an important thing in photography that I think a lot of people
Yeah.
don't think about.
I don't always try to, live by it, but when it's there, it presents itself. Okay, I go for it.
I think it gets instinctive after a while too. I think
Yeah.
you just have a feeling. That's great. Love the tight close-ups.
That one's a great
Yes,
one.
I've seen Gleipnir. It's a weird anime.
Yeah, just amazing work, man. Really, really great stuff. If you're not following Elliot, what do you do?
You're missing out, definitely.
Come talk to me.
Doing great work. And I mean, he's all over the place in terms. He's a lot of horror, but like, just the lighting. Even if you're not into that genre, I mean, it's beautiful stuff, man. It's
Elliot can teach you how to tell a story just through lighting, and I think that's a big thing. Where I think a lot of people in our hobby, in our community, like will reach out and ask about like lighting questions and lighting techniques, and I feel like that's something that if you spend like some time on your page, Elliot, like you can learn a lot just by like looking at how you're drawing attention to a figure, telling a story with light. Maybe focusing on a part of a figure with lighting too. Like you can kind of take all aspects of lighting and make it work for you in a way that a lot of people somehow miss or don't know how to do yet. And I feel like if they come visit your page, take a look, spend some time with it, maybe ask you a couple questions that it can definitely get.
Yep,
absolutely.
And there's a style there without getting too repetitive. You know what I mean? It's not boring. It's not repetitive. You're doing different stuff all the time, but I can look at your stuff and know it's from you, which is really cool. You've been doing it a while. It takes a while to develop that.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when I look through people's threads with that eye. I go back a little bit in some people's pages, but I generally don't go all the way back, especially if you started, 6-7 years ago. It's like, that's a lot of scrolling, but it is interesting when you do that and you watch people's progression and just how they learn things. You can almost tell what they're learning at the time, like, oh, he just figured this out.
I think if you're scrolling through, you can tell when I got good lighting equipment. So you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
I think that can be said for many of us, for sure. It's like you can see, that you leveled up at a certain point.
Oh, you went to the store on that one. Okay.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you're saying, like even with that Michael Myers shot, you just used the cell phone over the top of him with some blue light, and sometimes you don't need to have a softbox and things like that. It's a crutch that I get used to, but I actually want to go back. I may have to even talk to you about it because go back and do some videos about using simpler tools. Not everybody has the room, the budget for, as you get into things and you get more expensive stuff, you can just do things with a table lamp and literally your phone.
I never would have guessed that Nosferatu looking through the lid of his coffin shop was lit purely and solely from a cell phone.
Yeah.
Never. I would have thought that was like a whole bunch of different lighting set up in a very specific way, different like colored gels, getting everything just right. And the fact that you just did that with a cell phone, it's like making me think that I don't need to be. I'm sitting here and I charge my lights like every day, making sure everything's all nice and charged up. And I'm like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah. And I'll do things like if I take my cell phone and this glass, it's like, oh look, it holds the phone.
Yep.
Yes.
It holds the phone next to the figure, so it works.
I think we all still do that.
Yeah.
All my stuff is usually held up by like usually jars of weed, but something like that.
The sticky icky. Oh, it's sticky. So,
hey, it's sticky. And it's icky.
Yeah. A lot of pieces of cardboard and bent piece of foil and shit like that, holding stuff up. But whatever works, man. Whatever gets the job done.
Yeah. Are there any like horror figure grails or video game figure grails that you haven't seen anybody do, or you really are like looking for or want someone to tackle?
Obviously, anything Resident Evil, I'll dive into. These
what
Final
Resident
Fantasy
Evil stuff hasn't been done that you're looking for at this
so
point?
many monsters.
I need 8 Leons. I need every.
I want someone to do like Hot Toys did the aliens. I want them to do the liquor. That monster.
That'd be dope.
I was like, I have the Nemesis, but I need more.
Who did the Nemesis?
World Box, and it was licensed too. So
okay,
it's pretty cool. It came out of nowhere too, and then that's it. Then they ghosted.
So
They did other things.
what about classic horror? You seem to be more of a what's the term? It is kind of Lovecraftian. I mean, even the Resident Evil stuff is a little Lovecraftian,
Eldritch?
right? So
Are you looking for Eldritch Horror?
I do like classic horror. I have the Sideshow Myers.
So in other words,
like
like,
to get,
go ahead. Sorry.
I would like to get the other Sideshow horror figures and any other horror figures, but I just haven't yet.
What about the? I was going to say who came out with this? Was this Caustic Plastic with the Bela Lugosi Dracula? Like classic Hammer horror.
I've been looking at that one a lot.
Yeah, that's.
Want to get the luxury edition with the coffin.
The coffin. A 1/6 coffin, I think, would really elevate your work.
That would do a lot.
Yeah, you could use that in so many places, man. Holy cow! Yeah, I think you got to get that. I think you should buy that right now.
I might. If I say it here, it has to happen, right?
That's right. We're enabling it.
Yeah,
it's a really nice.
All 10 people here are really going to hold you accountable to it. Trust me.
Exactly. So, last question. Where do you? It's not.
Are you going to do this? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Bullshit.
No. But how long do you think you're going to do? Like, do you feel like this is something this is going to be a hobby for you for a long time coming, or is it something that?
I think I'll always dabble, whether or not it'll the volume of photography of photos will go down. I'm sure. I have a kid on the way too, so it'll definitely go down for a few months.
Right. Of course. Yeah.
But I think I'll always collect. I think, as long as people keep doing good stuff, and then I'll always want to shoot it. So
yeah.
I'll always have photography somewhere lurking around.
When are you going to get the kids into the photography? Well, you have one now, right? And so one on the way. They're already into it?
It's starting.
Starting?
They're going to be the photo assistant. They're going to hold it. Hold that.
Hold the fog.
Harry, hold this camera back. Hold this lens.
There you go.
Stephanie in the chat, you do that sometimes, right?
Steph does do that, actually. I know she does.
You bring them along.
Where's Steph? I didn't see Steph. Where's Steph?
She's posting as the SBN podcast.
Oh, that's SBN podcast. Oh, okay.
The Steph Bear Network.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sabrina. Hey, some of your portraits heavily inspired by Pennywise.
Yeah.
Well, Sabrina inspires me on the daily when she posts.
Absolutely.
I've looked at her and I'm like, why are her portraits so freaking good? What the heck?
I know.
What
do I do?
But it's weird. It's weird. Like you see people with different styles. There's some people like God, what's her name? It's getting late. With just different styles. There's people who do Lego.
There's some Lego people,
and I love Lego. But Lego is hard to shoot, and I see people doing it that are just so much better at it than I am. I'm like, I have no business doing this.
I follow some people on Twitter that I believe are also on Instagram. That like when I see a Lego shot, I actually think it's like an interior designer like photo of like just like a gorgeous like location, and I look closer. I'm like, wait, these are actually like Lego bricks. What am I looking at, and how do they do this? It's
really
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. This brick. That's terrible. I can't remember everybody's name. But just some people who do some things with some like simple toys too. Not even articulated stuff that are just doing that shadow play and things like that. That I would just like, damn it, that's so cool. Very much like your Cthulhu shot. Yeah, and the miniatures.
Yeah, miniatures is a good,
the little miniature citizens and stuff. Some people do.
Yeah, but I think it's good to experiment in that stuff. But I think it's almost like and play around. I'm not saying you can't get out of your wheelhouse or your lane, but like I think once you get into something, I think it's not a bad idea to kind of like focus on that for a while and stick to it, because you're going to be, you're going to get to your level of like you are a master of that technique and that genre. So it's kind of cool. It's what you're known for. It's like I'd love to do some more Lego stuff, but I haven't done Lego in a long time. I don't know thought my audience would take Lego, but it is fun to shoot. It's fun to play with. But,
I get that with. I'd love to shoot, more Marvel comic stuff, but people do it so much better than I would like. But so that's why I kind of lean more into the horror.
Here's the thing: it's not better or worse. It's what because you bring something different to the table. And I think most people do. Like there are some people out there that purely do Marvel or purely do Star Wars or something like that. But if you were to do a Marvel shot, it would be a Biogex photo Marvel shot. It wouldn't be another Marvel shot in the realm of Marvel shots. I feel like everybody here kind of like has like a unique voice that I would love to see. Your take on a Marvel shot, like that kind of stuff, like because the last Marvel thing I think I saw you do was the one that we pulled up here was Leon's head on Captain America's body, but like I wanted to see you try to do like something pure
I did the
Marvel or
Spider-Man zombie thing that was
well that actually that's now that's like MCU right with the Marvel zombies, but
like even like Steph, I would love to do some of the stuff Steph does. You know what I mean? Like,
please,
I love her stuff.
Please do exactly what Steph just suggested. If you have a Doctor Strange,
I'm very much going to get the one from the new his new outfit with the pattern, the classic comic pattern.
Good. That's
zombie Doctor Strange. Oh boy!
I now have a dream.
Fighting Pennywise or something. I don't know.
There you go. That's perfect.
Throw it all in.
That'd be pretty cool.
Doctor Strange in Raccoon City. Let's go for it. Silent Hill.
Because you did a series of. We saw a little bit of Dante and Deadpool. So you did like Marvel versus Capcom stuff for like a little bit. And like that kind of mashup stuff is great.
Yeah, Marvel does have a lot of dark stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting into more of that stuff with Morbius and things like that, which would be kind of cool.
Oh my God. A Morbius once. I know we talked about this like 2 shows ago about our dream figures for this year, but I just, every time I hear Morbius Hot Toys, I'm like, let's do it.
Even if that movie sucks, I'll if he looks like that as a toy, I'll probably get him.
Me too. I have more love for Morbius as a character that it supersedes however that movie does.
Yeah. Zombie Cap, which is a great figure.
If Hot Toys doesn't make that What If Zombie Cap, I'll be very sad.
They showed it, and it looks amazing.
He's there. He's out there somewhere. If they don't do it.
That's right.
And then I really want them to do a zombie stormtrooper from that Death Trooper novel, I think it is.
Oh, that'd be dope.
If they could do that, I'd probably buy like 5 of those things.
God knows they've done everything else. If they could do like
that's what I mean. It's like nothing else off the Star Wars. So.
A China pot stormtrooper. They could do a zombie stormtrooper, for God's sake. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show. This is a lot of fun. Come back again. Just hang out. Yeah. You have to be in the spotlight. We'll just chat.
Next time we'll actually talk more about figures, video game figures, and horror figures, and not just gush over your work. But it's hard not to. Like I honestly couldn't even tell you, Elliot, when I started following you. I feel like I've been following you since I started like doing toy photography myself. And it's like I love your stuff. It's been a while.
Yeah, well, I think we touched on it because of his work. I mean, his work does really touch on all that stuff. Yeah. I mean, we didn't get into depth into that stuff, but stuff you'd like to see, and we followed it. We're good. The title sticks.
Well, each and every one of you, you go through my feed daily, so I look at your stuff, and I always want to do.
Thank
more.
You. And for sure. Inspiring.
Trevor, I'm pretty sure you're the reincarnation of Frazetta sometimes. So.
Trevor is the reincarnation of Frank Frazetta.
You got some Frazetta blood maybe.
You do.
I wish I had the body and the hair. Would be awesome. That'd be great. So thank you. And again, thank you for coming on. This was a lot of fun. Thanks everybody in the chat for joining us and participating. It was great. A lot of participation tonight. We hit 1,000 followers. So we're going to be giving away that Loom Cube kit pretty soon. I'm thinking about doing like just a big kind of party show. We just hang out. I'll bring Nate and Dorklair on and you guys, and we'll just talk about anything we want to talk about. We don't have to stick to a genre. We don't have to stick to toys.
I would love that. Let's have one of those like PBS marathon shows. I'll be in the back just manning phones.
Yes,
please.
All right, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to find other things to give away, and we're not only going to give away the Loom Cube, we're going to give away some other stuff to anybody who shows up. So watch out for that. So
you should give away an Anakin.
I was about to say you get an Anakin Skywalker, and you get an Anakin Skywalker.
We got an Anakin. God knows I have enough to give away. I probably could do that. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. But hit the subscription, hit the bell to be notified when that show comes along, and see if you can win an Anakin Skywalker or the Lumen Cube kit. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Monday is Legion's Lounge with Dork Blair and Nate Strong, Corona 4. If you're into Mythic Legions, tune in. And if you're not, just tune in anyway, because maybe we can enable you, and you will be, because they're really cool toys. And we'll see you here in 2 weeks. Boys, thanks very much. And,
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you again, Elliot, for joining us.
Thanks, Elliot.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone in the comments for all the
Biotech
super
Thanks for
Fucking
letting me
nice
get
things.
Pennywise tonight.
You better do it.
Do it. He's
I
great.
hound you.
Damn it!
It looks so good. It looks so good.
Goodbye, kids. Goodbye.
Oh my God. Pennywise.